Hey everybody. Oh yeah, it's kitten derby time in here. That's the gray one's Percy, the black one is Papaya, or Papa as we call him. There's another one called Tiger. You might see come by. Um, so I'm back earlier than I thought I would be because I should know these things about myself, right? I kind of get on an idea and then I go hard at it. So this dream of having just a couple acres, a little house for Milo and I in the country is just, it's fueling me in major ways right now. Um, Including like yesterday, I spent an hour or so working on my budget, which I'm not a great budgeter. Like I'll talk about why, maybe some of why in a little bit, but I really worked on it yesterday, and I use You Need a Budget, which is something my friend Kathy recommended to me years ago, and I really love it. So I worked on that some and did some planning in terms of adding to my income a little bit and saving, like how can I both increase income and reduce expenses. So I'm working on that. But one of the things I learned yesterday is that, well, I don't even know if learned is the right word, confirmed, is that I'm autistic or neurodivergent. Maybe, the overlap of autism and ADHD is very big. But my therapist said, you meet criteria, is what she said exactly. And I had taken an assessment, and I have to say, like, a lot of the things that I just thought were what people did apparently are not what most people do. Like, for example, I need to be moving most of the time, which is hand gestures, but it's also my feet, or I was biting my nails, although I think since I've started getting my analysis and getting myself, kind of unmasking myself, I'm not doing that as much, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, so this diagnosis is just calling to mind some things that I know about myself. One is, it is very challenging for me to be functioning optimally when there are other people around, and not necessarily like my family. There's challenges with my kid around because he's 5, almost 6 on Sunday. But not like people I know well. I can usually function if the expectation is that we're just operating in the same space. There's no expectation that I need to pay attention to them, on a minute by minute basis. I do fine. But if there are neighbors, or I feel like I'm being observed, which is actually how I feel most of the time when I'm not in my house, which is part of that neurodivergence thing, I think. I get really tired. I'm very hyper aware of people around me. And so, like, even here in this beautiful house that we are privileged to rent, we have 2 neighbors. They're not close. Like, even by modern standards, their houses are far away. They're, I don't know, 150 yards away. I still feel them here. It's like I just know they're in existence, and I think about them and wonder what they're doing every time I go out of my house. Like, not like in a creepy way, but in a sort of like, are they seeing me kind of way? Which makes me sound like super self-conscious, which I guess I am. But so that's part of another thing I'm realizing, is I think that my son is a little bit like that too. So I think getting to a place where we're not in close proximity to other people might be really good for both of our nervous systems. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but it's something I'm working on. So I just wanted to give you guys that update. And if you're interested, all my fiction books right now are $5 on all my sites, acfbookins.com, andylit.com, and andreakembo.com. So if you're interested, the publishers are going to be issuing new editions, and so I'm just selling off what I have. So if you would like one, please go buy. Thanks, guys. I will keep you updated.